First, the Abuja Carnival that Nigeria hosted for the first time ever is an attempt to bring together the cultural expressions of Nigeria, Nigerians, the ethnic nationalities, and the differences in both social, economic, and cultural activities that different parts of the country and the workforce engage in. So Carnival is celebration of life, celebration of cultures all over the world. In London you have the Notting Hill Carnival, very popular. In Brazil you have the Bahia and Rio de Janeiro Carnival. In France you have the Carnival in Nice, Monaco. You have the New York Carnival. So what you find is that Carnival is like your celebration of production. The cultural artifacts, the dresses, the costumes, the music, all go to say we are happy and we are celebrating that we are alive and we have achieved so much within one calendar season. So the concept of a carnival in Nigeria essentially is to boost the unity of the country through practical cultural programs. Secondly, by making Nigerians celebrate in a conscious manner cultural experiences under a program called Carnival helps to boost tourism. Nigeria needs a big tourism event like the Carnival so that every year whoever is coming to Africa knows that Abuja Carnival is in so month and they plan their program. You have the Black History Month in America, African Americans. So anywhere in the world, if you're thinking of February, you think of Black History Month. If you're thinking of African cultural expressions or American expressions of African origin. If you're thinking of London, entertainment at its best, a focus of cultural expressions, multiplicity of influences, you think of the Notting Hill Festival in Carnival in August. So it's the same thing. Nigeria, you have the NAFest, National Festival of Arts and Culture. Now that is the usual cultural celebration Nigeria has in a formalized sense. But Carnival is now bringing big business to begin to look at tourism as business. Because we must be able to do Carnival and let everybody benefit from it. Who benefits? The little trader, the person who sells food, the vendors, the person who buys the caps, who sells the caps, who sells the memorabilia, souvenirs. Carnival touches everybody, the hoteliers, the taxi drivers, lorry drivers, the police, everybody benefits from a carnival. And Carnival, of course, is also to showcase the achievements of a country. It means stability. If your country is able to have Carnival and is stable, and people see celebrations in any place, they will want to visit there. And so Carnival gives the world the correct impression that you are at peace with yourself and you are prepared to share the bounties of your harvest with your neighbor and your neighbors. So in Africa, essentially, we do Carnival every day. The New Yam Festival, Iriji, is Carnival. The Osun Osogbo is Carnival. The Tiv Kwahi is Carnival. It is the scientific organization of this festival or these festivals into one unit where you bring people to a particular spot and for 3 days you showcase what's happening. That's what makes it an economic enterprise, because big business must be able to come and sponsor. So I think I give kudos to the federal government under President Olusegun Obasanjo, who has been the first pioneer president in Nigeria targeting tourism as business to benefit Nigerians. Primarily, export our cultures to the world and make people want to visit Nigeria. An able Minister of Culture and Tourism, Ambassador Franklin Obuewu, who has been very energetic in putting things together. So I felt I had to contribute in a very meaningful, productive way also to Carnival. And I had the occasion to have the support of the Minister of Labor, Dr. Hassan Lawal, who through his parastatal under his ministry, the National Directorate of Employment, collaborated with my organization, Mambisa International, to showcase the effort of Nigerian workers through a particular program of economic value, and we chose young people, the School on Wheels. The School on Wheels for me is a fantastic project that is not getting the due publicity it should have. So I chose that to showcase that there is a government program for young people to train them. It's a trainee program where young people are trained to acquire skills in carpentry, in masonry, in weaving, in construction industry, anything to do with handwork, knitting, whatever has to do with physical labor that they can use their minds to apply their minds to. So it's to say that you don't have to have a university degree or a school certificate to be able to survive meaningfully and contribute your quota to national development. So I chose that. And besides, as an ex-unionist myself, I grew up in labor in Nigeria. I was president at the time of the RATAO, Radio, Television and Theatre Workers Union of Nigeria. And I used to organize mini carnivals for workers. As an artist, we use Carnival to showcase the strides workers have made. So the pioneer effort of this attempt to bring Carnival into the realm of the contribution of labor, the contribution of workers to the development of our society economically, is what I try to achieve in presenting it artistically. So although the School on Wheels is a mobile van, it's a revolutionary concept. To take a mobile van to rural areas and you have a workshop where they are trained a month, 2, 3, 4 months, up to 6 months, the workshop becomes a factory. So you don't have to say, oh, we can't build a factory, we don't have NEPA, we don't have this, so we can't train young people. The School on Wheels is a mobile factory. It's a mobile school where young people go and learn skills. So I intend to take this up with the minister and the NDE, and we will see Mr. President. We will ask Mr. President to continue to support us and to make this a principal factor in mobilizing young people and providing them jobs. As I said, my own commitment to development of labor and the empowerment of youth is very principal in the presentation we made. So we had princesses who showcased Nupe brass and textiles from all over Nigeria, hand-woven traditional textiles. I had a weaver on our float. I had a car mechanic on our float, a carpenter, a mason. So, and then we showcased the Nupe Queen Mother, Sagi Nupe, in her splendor. So all we are saying is, before you celebrate life, you must have produced the products that make life worth living for you to celebrate. So we showcased brass. Brass is artisanal. It's an artisanal skill that is over 1,000 years from Nigeria. And this can be exported as cultural product, as craft products of very high standards that can fetch good exchange, foreign exchange for Nigerians in the international market. School on Wheels was therefore, is what I felt as someone who is very inclined to a paradigm of labor and empowerment processes. I thought I should make a statement through using culture as a medium of saying, hey, Nigerians, look at this beautiful concept. Let's get together and get the government to put more efforts in this area, add more resources, and we can get local governments, state governors to support the NDE program in their states. They don't have to wait for the federal government. It's about empowering youths in their states. If you had this in Bayelsa, in Benue, in Lagos, in Sokoto, in Niger, in Abuja, and young people are getting skills and we're able to put them in the labor market and make them self-employed with grants, microcredit schemes, I think that is what will help Nigeria grow and reduce restiveness in our youths. And what is democracy? Democracy is about delivering the dividends of a better life for people. So as a cultural artist and a cultural activist, I look at production first as the basis of society. The foundation of our cultural aesthetics comes from the working class, the working people, the bureaucrats who are in the offices doing the paperwork, those who are doing the skilled and unskilled work, all need to be processed through a general focus of wanting the country to develop. So if you look at the beauty of the float itself, from the dances and the music, the message is that labor creates wealth. You build your wealth on labor. No food for the lazy man, and for that matter, no food for the lazy woman. So I think we made a statement. And rather than, and again, secondly, I think we must have gotten across to the cynics who thought, oh, we will be imitating Brazilian Carnival to bring skimpy clad models or ladies in bikinis. In the countries where they have that tradition, it's their culture. They don't have sunlight the way we do have. It's not a sunny place. So when the sun does come out, whites like to tan. They like to go bare-chested. The women like to put their bikinis. It's not just about figure. They want to catch the sun so that the melanin on their skins can tan and they look fresh. Unfortunately, sometimes we tend to copy things wrongly. So the white person, the European who wants to suntan using the carnival also to market bikinis of companies. Remember that in the West, carnival is heavily, it's a big business, it's a multi-billion-dollar business run by private organizations, non-governmental. It's not government. So everybody is trying to market his or her product. Here in Nigeria, we have to start from a governmental level before the private sector begins to catch on. Therefore, our paradigm should be developmental. Our culture cannot imitate Hollywood. We don't have the infrastructure. In fact, it would be stupid and foolhardy to be talking of luxuries when we have not had the basics. So I chose labor to say that, look, Carnival is not wearing bikini. They can do that in Brazil and market Hollywood or suntan lotions. We can't afford that in Africa. And as a comrade, I think it is important that we say, workers, celebrate yourselves. Look at labor with pride. And when government does provide opportunities for us, but the labor unions should also take an interest. Labor union, private sector, take an interest in School on Wheels. I am going to focus on School on Wheels. I'm going to make a lot of useful noise about School on Wheels as a project for youths in Nigeria. It's good. If our governments, state governments, local governments, I keep saying this because we always say federal government, please, the state governors run budgets for the states on behalf of the people who voted them. The local government authorities also, the officials, they have a vote. They should patronize School on Wheels. So we'll be going to governors, we will be going to chairmen and local government officials and say, can you sponsor a School on Wheels program to teach children skills, youths, on people who have dropped out of school, who are not necessarily in secondary schools or universities. Can you empower these youths by providing them job training to acquire skills that they can refresh their human selves and be of productive value to Nigeria? So we want to add value to what exists. So the aesthetic of it was just the embellishment. You see, all the textiles we showcased are made in Nigeria. So it means we conserve foreign exchange. And when foreigners come or non-Nigerians visit us during Carnival, we should be able to showcase more things and sell.
So what's your impression about this present Carnival?
I loved it. I enjoyed myself, and I think we all enjoyed ourselves. Most of those who had misgivings were afraid because they thought we are coming to showcase nudity. were coming to do pagan rituals. I think that's intolerance, because they should have waited to see what was on ground, but they use their judgment of what they see on television from the West and assume that we want to mimic and ape aesthetics of the West. Obviously, Mambisa will not go and put women in bikini to look like Westerners. We put our women in the regalia of royalty, celebrate the beauty of the African woman. In this case, the Nupe Queen, the Nupe Queen Mother, Nupe Princesses, and other Nigerians. Costumes from Tivland were on display, and we saw the refinement of the fabrics of Nigeria made by people who have not been to school, just craftsmen and women. So any society that celebrates labor is a society that will develop progressively.